your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
The Sphere Network. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today at advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Baptiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680.
What's up, good people? Welcome back to another great episode of Technocrats, where we're talking about the ins and outs of technology to empower the digital you. I am your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, snappity chatting sometimes at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. And of course, I'm sitting here with my main man, Reem. No, not Reem. I'm sitting here. You know, that's what happens when you fresh off a boom bap.
Yes.
And I'm so accustomed to doing that show second, and flipping it has me all over the place, Jay.
Yes.
None other than the illustrious, the wizard himself when it comes to IT, Mr. Jonathan Davis.
Yes.
What's up, Jay? What's good?
Oh, I'm good, man. Happy to be in the studio again this week, 2 weeks in a row. Working with the good
Look
crew.
at you on count. Count.
Good crew we have working here. The
Yeah,
Spears,
man.
Changes. And
It's something new every day, man.
Yeah, and let the people know you never know who you're going to bump shoulders with.
You never know.
As you come to the studio, man.
You never know. Really. Tuesday, it was a crowd of people in here. I had no idea. They just showed up an hour early for a show and just stayed.
Yes.
Throughout a whole nother show. I was like, well, okay. This is what we built. This just might happen,
This
folks.
is the spot. This is the spot in Houston right
man.
now. This is the spot in Houston, y'all.
Yeah.
When you come to Houston, come check this out, support it, meet the people who are hosting, the people behind the scenes, and take part in your advertisement. This is where you want to be at. You want to be known that your advertisements are here on the Spirit Network.
There it is.
Do good work.
I appreciate that, Jay.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. Look at the glass. We got a little stuff added to the glass of the studio.
yes.
Things are coming up, man.
Yeah, it is.
Making
Nice
good
around
changes. Good changes. But for the folks that are tuned in across the world, obviously you're not in the studio with us, and you want to know what's going on in technology today. There's a lot of great things popping. We're talking net neutrality today. We're talking Tesla's competition today. We're going to talk a little bit about Disney and the streaming apps and what they're doing with Century Fox and how that's going to play a role against Netflix. But we're going to open the show having a great conversation regarding T-Mobile and the fact that looks like they're looking to launch a new TV network or service for 2018. Jay, what's going on with this, my man?
Yeah, T-Mobile is back in the news again. T-Mobile has been doing it big in the telecommunications industry ever since the so-called acquisition. They were supposed to be acquired by AT&T, and when that didn't go through, T-Mobile used the money they had, the billions of dollars, to improve the infrastructure. Definitely a marketing campaign, and they give you the all unlimited, and now they're ranking really high. Now they're in a position to acquire Layer 3, who controls a lot of the content and a lot of the premium channels that we like to have for our TV and cable boxes. And now what T-Mobile, this move, is saying to do the very next year, which is a few days away. Well, not a few days, but 2 weeks away, that they're going to be releasing their own type of TV service that's going to be disruptive.
And here it is. They've done that already in every form of facet when it comes to cellular communications. Even when they were trying to merge with Sprint, which would have taken us to the big three instead of the big four.
Right.
They immediately came back, like as you mentioned, with these no plans, no, like they changed the game for people who were accustomed to being on these 24-month contracts and all this. It's like, no, we're not doing that anymore. T-Mobile was like, no, we're not going to do that.
Right.
Here's your phone price. Pay this a little bit. Pay your bill. When you want to walk away, walk away.
Right.
And so often it's unlimited. Then they mess around and got with Netflix, which forced everybody, right? So now I think Sprint's doing Hulu now. Like, so everybody's eager to find somebody simply because T-Mobile has really stood in the gap to push forward technology, and their network gets better and better and better.
Yes,
I keep a T-Mobile chip in my OnePlus 5.
Yes.
Like I keep one simply because I want to always have access. If AT&T is acting up, boom, I can switch over to T-Mobile, and I know I'm going to get great LTE coverage. This is what it is. And I'm looking. I don't know if I would ever go back to having the cord, so to speak. But I like the fact that they're going to offer something that was, working through layer 3, which is a pun in our word, because technically it really is layer 3. But that transition into 5G, all these other things that are coming down the pipe, I think T-Mobile is going to have a great 2018.
Yes, I think T-Mobile is going to really rival AT&T. Like I said, they did a lot of big advanced improvements in the last decade with their infrastructure. But then, too, also, as everybody's trying to get themselves solidified and which direction they're going to totally go with the 5G, T-Mobile has been causing a lot of waves in addition to what AT&T said they was going to do. Yeah. On early episodes, we talked about the edge networking, moving everything from the data centers and putting it close to the edge. There it is. So it can support things like not infrared, but AR, augmented reality classes and computation, high-speed computation to make it shorter distance to get data.
I agree.
So, but with this move with the TV, offer this type of money, first of all, and then to show that they're going to have programming that rivals the regular digital cable and rivals the satellite TV. This is going to give you so many options to where you can get streaming TV anywhere you want to go.
Exactly.
And it's going to change everything because with 5G on the horizon, I say in the next 2 to 3 years, it used to be that you had to have that landline total connection to DSL or broadband in your home. Yeah. But now 5G is going to really be a disruption, and T-Mobile is banking on that because they feel like, well, we can offer you a subscription plan to our network, 5G, and you can still come in your house and have the same plan as your phone. So everything will be one plan, data, period. One data plan, period. For your home connectivity or for your business or for your mobile device. Makes it easy. This is just going to change everything.
Makes it easy. And I think T-Mobile is in a very strategic position, and they have the rest of the industry. What would I say? T-Mobile has the rest of the industry continuing to scatter around to figure out how do they disrupt them from a market perspective and how do they slow them down. But as their service continues to grow better, as they continue to offer these turnkey style solutions, one-stop shop, I don't have to go with all these other carriers, golden. 250 plus HD channels, 2018. Watch out for T-Mobile, folks. There it is. They're coming. And I want to give a shout out to those on Facebook Live. Jennifer Hockless, we see you. She's in IT. We're going to get her on the show. Jay, if you're still tuning in, just shout out to you. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And, of course, Laurinette over at A La Carte. We appreciate the love, my dear. Yes. Looking forward to that show tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. It's going to be a great show. So, now we've talked a lot about Tesla on this show simply because they're constantly doing great things. But it looks like there's some competition brewing. And over at this article from trucks.com, there's a new company called Thor that is building some trucks that's trying to get into that EV market. And for those that are watching us right now, you can see an image of this. We're still looking at something that has this, it's almost like this retro classic feel.
Transformer-like.
Very, very Transformer-like. I definitely agree to that. And here's the big thing. We're talking 300 miles of electric range, 80,000 pounds of load on this truck. And they're also thinking about doing just a shorter version as well for somebody who only needs 100 miles or so. I'm not sure how much play that'll get, but the fact that they're willing to step up to the plate to compete against Tesla's new Semi is a good thing because, hey, if there's no other options, that means Tesla gets all the market share for these electric semi trucks. And why not have competition, even if it's close to some degree for what they're trying to do?
Right. the competition is great because it helps people to enter the new market faster.
Yep.
When people think it's just one player in there, people kind of be more reserved and hesitant. They say, hey, I'm going to drop this kind of money into our company. Even though they think it's going to be the way for the future, nobody wants just one option unless they're a big company with a lot of money for R&D. And they can bring it in and got the staff and people to make it become the work with their prototypical devices and infrastructure they have in their company. But looking at this company right here, Thor, what they're going to do and what they are doing, they're going to enter the market actually first before the Tesla Semi is available.
Yep.
And the price point is high. And, you know, they don't have the type of resources that Tesla have in the factory. But let me ask you this, though, Gary. I mean, do you think this is too bold a move they should be trying to take to do the Tesla Semi? I mean, to go against the Tesla Semi? Or is it just all open territory for anyone?
Well, I'll say this. I don't think it's necessarily too bold, but what I do believe is that if you're in this EV market, as you mentioned, you have to have competition, one, from a consumer perspective, because it helps to continue to drive costs down, right, when you got more options. The problem, the boldness comes in at the fact that you want to reach people for 300 miles, and you hinted to this earlier, at a price point of $250,000. You're $70,000 plus higher than what Tesla Semi is going to offer for very similar mileage. So that's where you're going to have this contention at. Tesla's already got a network full of superchargers all across the United States, all across the world.
Right.
So how do you come in at a higher price point without the same infrastructure and expect buy-in? That's where I think you're going to have the hesitation. That's where I think you're going to have people that are questionable, and not necessarily from a technology perspective. I think the technology is sound and true. So nobody's even wondering, man, can I really get around on electricity? We've seen that, done that. We can write a book about it.
Right.
Price point. Can you get it to people at the price they want it? And are you going to have the infrastructure to charge the vehicle?
I'll answer that question. Very good point you mentioned, Gary. I like how you answered that. But let's look into our advertisement at this point. This portion of this show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance.
Hey.
Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 million Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email us at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in the complimentary financial literary workshops near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services.
It is.
It is. So get your money
Good ladies,
right.
get your money right, folks. If y'all
Indeed.
don't do anything,
Yes.
get your money right. I'm just saying.
Yes, and speaking of workshops and finances, okay, this company that started, the direction is the son of a person who did operate a lot of different fleet management before, and he's decided to go into this type of business, and he looked at some undergrads from college. And the guy was 2 undergrads, I think one from the University of Colorado and one somewhere in California. And they started working on different things in his lease space that he purchased and he bought. And then he backed it with his own money. And then they got to this point. I think the problem is going to happen when people do start going to workshops and start looking at, do we want to order or buy anything from this company? They're going to look at how they're going to be able to support us, first of all, and supply us parts.
Very true.
Tesla is able to make these risks and gambles because they spent the first 10 years building infrastructure and building warehouses and things to keep parts, inventory, supply chain, logistics. They got that on lock now.
Yeah.
And plus they tried, true, and tested, I think beat them in the feature set. I think the Tesla Semi is going to be able to have those upgrades that come along, right? That we know eventually is going to enable that autonomous vehicle. And autonomous means that these trucks will be able to drive themselves, driverless. They're not going to come already initiated or enabled in that mode, but they had that capability feature at the right time when they can turn them on. I think that's still a big drawback for this company because I don't hear them mention anything about autonomous vehicle, autonomous semi, nor do I think their price is too high for them. And then too, are they gonna be able to meet the demand? Say if somebody just really hate Tesla and they say, I don't want to buy anything from Tesla company, and they want another choice. Do you think this company will be able to meet the demands like Tesla?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to come back to craftsmanship. I think it's going to come back to the R&D that they've put in on the front side will determine how service is on the back side. But if the infrastructure isn't in place for them to build, repair, these cycles are going to be on these trucks mileage wise, like that's what they're built for. So if the time hadn't been spent to make sure that these trucks are worth their weight for this hectic price point, I think they're going to run into some service issues early, and it's going to be something that will really be a true testament to the company. Same way we saw when Tesla was first up against those vehicles that were catching on fire in their homes, in people's homes. But the Fisker Karmas. So Fisker was having part issues because they all their supply was outsourced to everywhere, whereas Tesla does a lot of stuff in-house, a lot of design, because why? Research and development happens on the front side. So we'll see. And they won't even tell you what their how much horsepower the vehicles have, but they'll give you the price point.
Yes.
So it's like we need all the information up front, statistics, all the specifications, because someone's company may be relying on the reliability of these vehicles. You know? So we'll see.
And just one other thing we'll touch on, if we had an article available, but an announcement was just made for Tesla. Who else is on board for making reservations for the Tesla Semi?
Oh, yeah. Good old Pepsi.
Yeah.
Good old Pepsi says, you know what? We're going to order 100 Tesla electric semi-trucks. I'm all here for it. And I think this is exactly what they need, man.
Right.
They need the big company buy-ins, because this one, once again, brings stability to the company. No one's now looking at Tesla thinking that, okay, are they going to be around 10 years from now? No, like if you're unsure if this electric car company is going to be around, look at what they're doing. New Roadster, sedan that's already been updated. SUV is out. The low end Model 3 is out. And yeah, they had some issues, obviously, because it's the first time building a car at that price point. But they're working through those things. Now they're moving on to the Semi. That's 5 vehicles this company's rolling with. Most car companies are still on their first. Tesla's on 5.
Right.
5, including the Semi. And I'm here for it. Continue.
Yeah. So I think this is devastating for anybody else who want to enter the semi business, because let's say Budweiser, Pepsi, Walmart, 2 other companies, and then I forgot who else is they announced too before these 2 came aboard. So it's good to see Thor trucks in the business, but man,
doing it.
They have a really uphill climb
already. No pun
they ain't released
intended.
the truck yet.
Uphill.
Yeah, they have. Well, Facebook subscribers,
Facebookers.
Live. We always appreciate having a live audience. Always have you all tuning in and chiming in and giving us your wonderful support. We continue to ask you to please subscribe to our show on all major platforms, which include iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Also, continue to review our show and give us constructive feedback, things you'd like to see, any concerns, questions that you have, and other things you'd like to see us review on the show. And please share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with your family and friends, and then in turn can share with others as well. And one of the biggest things that really has helped bring about the success and help us to satisfy a lot of your wants and things that you like to see, to be entertained, but also be well informed and empowered, is your donations. Appreciate your donation to the mission to bring enriched and inspired content each and every week. And you can donate, as shown on the screen there. Support the mission. You can go to www.thespear.tv/donate. And as you see on there, we accept single donations of any size or kind and donate on Patreon. And you can just set up something automatically, come out $10 a week, $5 a week, $1 a week, or whatever, a month or whatever. And you just be out of sight, out of mind. And you know you're contributing to a good cause that's continue to develop and bring premium and rich content that empowers you.
Booyah. That is it, folks. All right, let's move on. Facebookers, we'll see y'all. So, net neutrality. Net neutrality, folks. Net neutrality. So I'm gonna keep it in layman's terms, because this is the purpose of the show. We break down different things that are happening in technology. Imagine, and this will be understandable for everyone right now, or up until today. the internet was like the freeway. Now, we use the term freeway just as this strip that has no lights and things like that, right? You roll on it. But realistically, the key word in freeway is free, right? There are limits on how fast you can drive that govern everybody the same, right? You can choose to obey or not. That's on you. But it's a freeway. Tollway, on the other hand, you have same limits, but you have to pay to go that extra speed. Because normally your tollways are a little bit faster than your freeways, have a little less traffic than your freeways. What the FCC has done for all intents and purposes is flip the internet from being the freeway to a tollway. And made you decide which one you want to roll. And the people that are going to be charging you these tolls happen to be your big box corporations. Net neutrality, as of today, is officially dead, folks. So, what does that mean? How do we get through this? I don't know. I don't know how we come back from this. I don't know at what point we're going to start to see some of the heaviness in this. And I'm a little bit sad, Jay. I don't know how you feel about this, but the internet, we've never even had to have this conception. We never had to think about this. Barack Obama stepped in 2015 and safeguarded this from happening because we didn't want the corporations saying, oh, well, if you're under AT&T and you want to get with Netflix, since T-Mobile is offering Netflix included in their plan, we're going to charge you a set rate so you can have access to Netflix as fast as you used to. Like, to me, that feels like you're cheapening the whole situation. You're making money off of something that wasn't designed to be harvested, like, you know?
Right. The internet is a conduit, right?
But
it's like a open source. It's like a communicative resource for everyone in the world. But you have guidelines and things of how you can, what kind of content you can put out there may be offensive in different countries. People who not pirate, but people who patrol and watch that, monitor that. But when it comes to, for instance, what speed you should be able to download content, the type of quality you should get when you want to view that content, how much they can charge you for it. To me, this is opening up the jar for all these big corporations to be even more greedier.
Yeah.
And for some people say that net neutrality was never needed in the first place.
That's crazy.
And they just undoing things. It show you where, not to get political, you're seeing everything been unraveled that one person put in place, in a sense, or kept going. But people who are not informed, and that's what we like to do here in the Technocrats, a lot of y'all don't have a chance to really dive deep and discuss these things. I may not really care to or read about these things. We do that every day because we breathe it, eat it, live it.
Yep.
We want you to know why this does matter, because even though it may take some time, will enable different corporations to bring about a lot of significant changes to what you just normally do for us just going to watch something on Netflix, like Gary mentioned, or doing something on Hulu. Prices can change. Streaming videos, doing video games, it can change a lot of different things that you do on the web, and you will have no control over it whatsoever. Even privacy things can be a concern now. It can come up into the picture with this net neutrality being gone as to what these people can do when it comes to controlling your bandwidth, and you get access to these multiple networks around the world, the internet.
I mean, and what bothers me the most is that we've seen what companies have become with the freedom of the internet. We've seen Netflix grow to what it is, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube.
Yeah.
Imagine now these, Comcast saying, no, we're gonna throttle this particular service because we have a service that competes with it, and it just is what it is. So if you on Comcast, you're gonna get 5 megs to this service. Well, now that means that particular service, let's say it's Amazon Prime. Well, now you may not be able to watch anything in high definition because y'all just throttled me down.
Right.
I can only support 480p now. I can't go to 1080p because you're throttling me simply because net neutrality is gone.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Comcast can say, hey, okay, well, if it's not part of Comcast Sports, but you're trying to do something for ESPN, guess what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to have to pay for this one.
Oh,
So,
yeah, you
or
got to pay an
have
extra
so-and-so
$10
speed.
just to
Yeah.
get access to ESPN.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So let me make lemonade out of lemons in this situation. Shout out to companies like a T-Mobile who continue to push the envelope, because there are going to be companies like a Southwest who, when the majority of people go one direction, this company says, "No, we're good right here," and that becomes the staple thing that continue to drive business to some of these companies. So I have the sneaky suspicion it'll be a company like a T-Mobile that says, "Nah, freedom everywhere." This will become their marketing strategy. You want access to any service, we're not throttling you, we're not charging you extra, nothing. And they will continue to grow market share, continue to grow subscribers, because they're going to stick to the old traditional way of handling business as if net neutrality was still in place.
Right.
So, hopefully the lawsuits that come from this will continue to push forward. Let us know how y'all feel. Shoot us an email over to technocrats@thesphere.tv. Let us know what's your thoughts on net neutrality, how things feel for you with what's happening right now, and the rights and privileges that have just been yanked from us as United States citizens. So, speaking of stuff being yanked, we want to yank some advertising over to the Sphere, and that's what this particular portion of the show is all about. So, are you starting your business, or are you looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, YouTube, Stitcher, and a whole bunch more. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue coupled with your strategic ad is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send us an email to advertise@thesphere.tv. So, moving right along, something that I think is pretty cool that I kind of wanted to end the show with.
Okay.
Is back into our digital trends. Now, for those that are unaware, and we're going to get some bumpers made. Jay and I were talking about this in Slack the other day. We're going to get some bumpers so we can get some cool little transitions coming into 2018 for the show. Just kind of continue to add to the show, give more flavor to the show. Just we're going to start doing some tech breakdowns on the table, just taking stuff apart. We're going to get an overhead camera, just doing some crazy things that we normally won't do. We may build some Linux boxes. We might do a whole bunch of crazy stuff. We may do some hackathons.
There we go.
All kind of just enjoyable stuff. But I say all that to say, in our digital trends, we like to talk about things that have continued to grow throughout the year, things that we're kind of riding the wave on. One of the things in particular has been streaming, right? We just finished talking about net neutrality and companies like Amazon and Hulu and Netflix. I remember 15 years ago where these companies were in there. I remember early Netflix in its infancy. I'm talking getting DVDs.
Right.
Not Blu-ray,
Yeah.
no streaming. Before they even had streaming,
Right.
I was getting 1 to 3 DVDs each and every week.
Right.
It was dope. I had a
Right.
great time. I enjoyed that, and just send it back in the mail. I was in hog heaven.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
have
it
to go
felt
nowhere.
good. Yes,
and of
nice.
course, it killed Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Kill
Good riddance, Blockbuster. Good riddance.
for real.
Late
They couldn't
fees.
keep-
Late fees.
Exactly, Jay.
And saying you
exactly.
didn't return stuff when you did.
Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Netflix didn't care. We just be like, I returned that. I don't know what happened. They were like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
We'll send you your next one up in your.
Yeah.
My queue was thick. I kept
Yeah.
a thick queue, but they eventually moved to stream. And when they moved to stream, at first it didn't grow real fast,
No,
Jay.
it didn't.
Simply because they didn't have a great catalog
No,
for
they
streaming.
didn't.
It was just some movies, the old B-rated movies. People
Yeah.
were just like, oh, okay, I don't know what this is.
Right.
We weren't in the mindset of watching B-rated movies because we were too caught up into the old school blockbuster style. You
Right.
go to get the latest and greatest from a blockbuster. It's very rare you went in there just to browse and get some older movie or something you've never heard of.
Right.
But that's what Netflix did. And then the newer titles came. And then more title came. And
Right.
then the high definition hit.
Yes.
And then you were like, well, do I need these DVDs or can I just stream? And then they started their streaming only plans. And then from there, stock price, everything has been on the up and up for Netflix. So much so that it brought competition with the Hulu, brought competition with Amazon Prime Video, brought competition with other services like a Crackle and all these other third-party services that you would find. And now we're at the point where people are starting to consider the idea of having proprietary content on a proprietary network. The exclusivity that we've seen happen in the music industry is starting to transcend over into the video industry. And what we're seeing right now with this article is that Disney is looking to build their new streaming app that's going to rule all the other streaming apps. And let me tell you why this is going to be a very interesting battle. First and foremost, Disney just are in acquisition today for Fox, their Century Fox, their television portion, for a little over $50 billion. Now, here's what that does. That gives them rights to all the Marvel stuff that we have grown to love, which is one of the biggest movie empires that we have right now. Marvel, from Iron Man 1 to all of us to Avengers that's coming out next week, and of course Black Panther that's coming out in February.
Yes.
I mean, excellent, right? Yeah. So by them making this purchase, that gave them rights now to X-Men, gave them rights to Deadpool, gave them real rights to Spider-Man, gave them rights to Fantastic Four, all those other missing components of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But guess what they want to do then? If you take that, you take Star Wars, you take Toy Story for all the kids, you take Cars, everything Pixar related. You take all of that and you move it away from Netflix, you move it away from Amazon, you move it away from Hulu, any other service, and just put it under Disney's own service.
Right.
Add in ESPN to that.
Right.
Pull that away from other places like Sling TV.
Right.
Now you've got this entity that is a true behemoth in the game. How are they going to compete with this, Jay?
Yeah. Just on Star Wars and Marvel alone, it's game over. And because, like I said, you got the children and you got the whole family entertainment. And I really don't like it. I kind of like to have multiple choices, but I don't like for one just monopolize. But I feel like whoever Disney don't own, they have so many pieces that they can control the negotiation room. They will have control with the other people they don't own and say, hey, come on our platform and be exclusive with us and forget about them boys on Amazon and Netflix. So what I think with this announcement here you just brought to us, Gary, is that Amazon and Netflix executive team is trying to get those people to drop some new contracts.
Quick. Yes.
Incentives and everything to lock them boys in for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Yes. They got to do something.
Yeah.
Toy Story 4, Frozen 2, the remake of Lion King, future seasons of Stranger Things or The Crown. All that could be gone and probably will be gone from Netflix starting in 2019. So you got another 12 months before Disney is like, it's over. Right. And those 12 months will come fast. And what we're saying is Disney streaming service will join CBS's All Access and join other apps from networks like HBO, Showtime, Stars, all those things as well. But what we don't know is how is that going to play out with an iTunes? How is that going to start to play out with some of the other big box brands who like to charge you to rent these movies and things like that? Go ahead.
You know what? I think Apple's so slick and smart. I think Apple will still be able to have the content on the iTunes store to sell, to lease, to rent, and to be able to buy. But not to get off subject, but I think Disney is not. They're not saying it now. They're gonna come out with their own little set-top box, like the Apple TV or the Roku. But I'm thinking what they're gonna probably bring is something so unique. It's kind of like an Avatar or kind of like a Mickey. Interactive experience where you have Siri, you have Amazon, Alexa, people who are voice recognition and voice assistants that's tied into the smart speakers. I think inside this device you're going to see an animated Mickey Mouse or somebody who's walking along the screen that's going to feature some of the stuff in VR and AR. I'm thinking Disney, because I always think of Disney like a Disney World. They always ahead with the tech, right?
Yeah.
And I can
That's
see
true.
them having something in the AR VR experience at launch with their own Apple version of Apple TV, with their own content for the subscription service, but having something you can watch in AR and VR with Mickey Mouse and Minnie and the Toy Story people all running around and doing different things. And I think that right there, based on entertainment and being a change up, is going to have people just stay with Disney, and it's going to be very hard. Because remember we talked about before, it's really only 3 people that can be in the game. So
Yeah,
Disney is it's like you said, it's such a behemoth that somebody's getting knocked out. Just by this announcement, somebody's game over already.
So, but here, so you got Hulu does your TV next day shows, right? Netflix, I don't. Amazon isn't even a contender right now. So
my up and coming. Okay, then Crackle actually is free from Sony.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have a paid version you can do without the commercials, but they have some pretty good content on Crackle.
Yeah.
I watched an old movie on the week on it.
But I'm just a bit concerned though, because I don't necessarily know who can get. I don't know how this is going to play out from the big box things, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if we're going to see Disney really utilize the next 12 months to start to wean people away, or will it be something aggressive? I like what you're saying about the set-top box moving people into the AR VR. I think that's kind of dope, and I would love to see something like that, right? Yeah. Love to. But I'm also thinking if they can do this control, right, and deliver all this content that people love, from the kids to the adults.
Right, all those movies, man.
Talk to me about what happens to the movie theaters. If Disney can say, I can take it straight to the people and bypass an AMC, bypass the Edwards and Cinemark and all these other companies, and say, no, we can just take it to them, to the people for $9 to watch this movie. They already bought this company. I was reading it earlier. They purchased a company, BAMTech, 75% ownership in BAMTech, over several $1 billion worth. So they've already got the infrastructure on the back end built out to do the content delivery, right? Up to 4K. They can already deliver 4K content with the company they've bought. So why even, you can now bypass the movie theaters if you got your own service.
Well, so you saying they go straight to pay-per-view, or
everything becomes a pay-per-view environment for those who don't want to go to a theater. If I can get it, basically what Amazon is doing, right? You ain't got to go to the grocery store. Groceries delivered to you, right? So Disney could turn around and say, you know what? Don't even worry about, I ain't got to work with cable companies or whatever. You can go, you want to watch the Marvel Avengers 3 or 4, we can deliver it to you on the day, $10. Bypass AMC, stay at your home and watch it in your convenience.
I kind of hate that for the movie theaters.
I do too. I love movie theaters.
Yeah.
Ain't it something though?
Yeah, but you're right. This can be, especially with this net neutrality stuff going.
This could be very disruptive.
This can make Disney be a monopoly. Yeah, with the net neutrality gone.
Yeah, it could.
It could.
It really
alone.
They could build a contract with somebody and say, we're going to give you rights to stream our content at full 4K speed, full bandwidth. Every other company, no, y'all got to pay us a service charge, which means the customers end up having to pay the service charge. So it could get very dicey with net neutrality and companies going exclusivity with their own content.
It's a lot of big changes that's going on that's affect us as a consumer.
It does. It is. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Another big change you need to make a change to your dental person. That particular change is coming to you straight from Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, their vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We're committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and a friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are a part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Bertice and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Chandra Bertice at Elite Dental Wellness at 713-789-8680. So shout out to Dr. Bertice. And remember, if you say the Sphere when you go visit her, you'll get $50 off your dental treatment.
Oh,
so
wow, okay.
keep that in mind, $3. But that's it, folks. It's been a crazy week in tech. I'm excited for Disney. See what they do. We're going to see how this changes the game. I'm not excited about this net neutrality. Thor ain't going to make it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with them. I don't foresee them kicking it up. And then once again, shout out to T-Mobile, man. Keep doing what y'all are doing. I'm looking forward to T-Mobile 2018. Maybe they can pull me away from AT&T.
They did me. Pull me away. Yeah.
There it is. There it is. Right. Jay, let the good people know where they can reach you at.
Y'all continue to hit me up on Instagram, and then also hit me up on Twitter, the Astro Tesla 80.
And, of course, you can reach me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snappity, chatting at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. Got any questions or you want to come up on the show, shoot us an email, Technocrats at thesphere.tv. This has been another great episode. We will see you all next time. Take care.